Okay, so basically what I've done here is remove the electronics. I'm just running straight off of the fan switch and a capacitor. I got this gauge on here. It's a 300 psi gauge. I thought it was a 500. In the comment I left I said 500, but that's not the case. I hooked up this gas dryer also because this thing is spitting a little bit of water out of my oxygen tank here. This oxygen tank is a 3,000 psi tank, so I'm definitely glad I got a hold of that for free. I basically don't have a dime in this thing. I did spend money on some of the parts you see, like this here and this here and this, but they were leftovers from previous projects. So I'm pretty much considering this a freebie. And I'm definitely glad you got me into this, because I got a nice little blower gun now. Now I'm going to do a quick little bit of testing here on the performance of this thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close my top valve here. And I'm going to start it up. I'm going to see how long it takes to get to 100 psi. Or I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and do 120 psi since that's the standard pressure for most air equipment. It takes a minute to get started, but once it does, man, it flies. I don't know if you can see that gauge at all. The gauge is already hauling pretty good. Better find my goggles. Yeah, I'm at 31 seconds and we're at 80 psi already. I'm at 100 psi at 38 seconds. And stop. At 43 seconds I was able to charge this to 120 psi. Does have a little bit of leak. So we'll go ahead and start the clock again and see how long it'll hold that. It's not going to hold it very long at all, but last time I did the test, it took a half hour for me to lose 60 psi's. It's basically because of this plastic clip right here. And also another reason I'm doing this video is, even though I didn't notice it, Aussie 50 did some stress testing on these plastic quick couples, and that is what I'm also doing. He was able to get 174 psi's on his, 1200 kilopascals, and I'm kind of wanting to blow this thing up. I want to see what 300 psi's would do to this. Now this part here came on a 300 psi little miniature air compressor, so I think it would be okay, but not sure about the rest of it. Anyway, I'm going to stop this leak test because you're just going to have to take my word for it. I'm going to fire it back up. Okay, I'm running at about 60 psi's there. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but this thing's making a nice, awesome little blowgun, dude. I had it maintaining earlier at 80 psi. I'm not able to do it now. Awful lot of air, as you can see. I just did that to kind of give you a visual on the cubic foot per minute on the output, because I think this little thing will run one of those little mini grinders. I'm steadying at around 60 psi. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a nice little blast of air. I think that would run one of those little dentist drills, the kind you get at Harbor Freight. They have a nice little 100,000 RPM grinder. know if you can see this, but I got water shooting down this line at a fairly good rate. Just little droplets, that is, nothing big. Might be leftover from when I was cleaning it. Well, I'm maintaining right at 60 psi. This one little valve in here is starting to pop out on me, so I wrapped some string on it. I did manage to get it up to 140. I'm at 140 psi right now. This thing could blow any second. I'm at 160 psi. I can hear air. I better stop. Even with this valve open, it blew this hose right off. Better than rupturing it, I guess. Yeah, this was starting to give right around 160 psi. Just for anyone who's interested in the silk capabilities of that. So, I definitely owe you one there, Aussie, because this is a nice little piece of equipment I got myself here. I can clean stuff out with it. I've already been blowing dust out of a couple other things that I was dying for a blower on. There it is. 400 psi air compressor. As soon as I get some money, I'm gonna redo all this. We're also gonna put I'm gonna try to dry out these crystals. They're pink as can be. Legan, y'all told me that you can heat that up and dry them back out, but I'm worried about vapors that might be put off by that stuff. It's cobalt chloride or something. I am going to be hooking up a cooling unit to this, because even though it says in the casing that it can get up to 300 degrees, I'd like to keep this thing for a while. But what I think I'm going to do on a radiator is what I have on my torch here. I don't know if I showed you in detail how I cool my torch or not. Basically what I got here is the hookup hose. This connects to my faucet right here, and then here's the exit line right here. So I plug this into the faucet, and then this hose end right here drains right into the sink, so that enables me to circulate cold water through this right here, this copper pipe here. Now the reason you see all this stuff is because, like an idiot, I didn't wait for the glue to dry, and I continued to use the torch and had to glue it every time I used it. But anyway, basically what I got going on is copper pipes. You can't really see these hoses very well. Inside this hydraulic dampener, which is what this is. It's a hydraulic shock absorber for plumbing. And running through it are 4 copper pipes that are all connected to the same hose. This is the copper pipe that I have, and they're very small. You can't even, the hole's crushed off on that, but it only cost $8, by the way. I was amazed by that. But anyway, yeah, there's 4 of those pipes running through here, and the electrolyte comes in here, and the nozzle's pointed in such a way that it will cause a swirl pattern of electrolyte all the way through this, and it works amazing. I run my cell super cold now. I run it right around 60 degrees, and doing so keeps my flame even bluer. But rather than hooking up a fan and all this other stuff and pumps and all that, I think that I could just get some copper pipe and wrap it around and use one of these as a very effective cooling apparatus. It's a lot cheaper. This is about maybe $8 worth of stuff right here. And also a note on the gas dryer that I've been using. This thing is badass. It's not clogging up yet. It's not really clumping up or nothing. And it's really good blue. Actually, it's got a violet color going to it right now. I jabbed my tip into the work last night. Yeah, that thing is so blue that you can't even really see it anymore like you used to. So the gas dryer is still working.